things are moving forward for the area's largest solar energy project. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, the Scottsbluff County Planning Commission has given a positive recommendation to a conditional use permit for a utility-scale Satula Energy solar project planned for the southwestern part of the county. Following a public comment period, which ran about 90 minutes, the commission voted 7-1 in favor of the permit application, which included a number of changes compared to that application that originally went before the panel in December. Resident Jennifer Lerwick, a member of the Kiowa Lyman Fire Department, worried that the developers have been talking to the wrong fire officials.
We had a house fire just west of there a couple years ago. We used Hawk Springs and LaGrange to help with that. So that's why I feel like Wyoming crews absolutely have to be a part of this plan. And as far as crews that have this equipment, I don't know.
One change to the terms was addition of a review of decommissioning bond every 5 years, which Banner County Commissioner Don Lee said may not be sufficient.
If you want to know how bonds work, talk to the Oil and Gas Commission in Nebraska. They bonded every oil well, as far as I know, it's ever drilled in the state. They had to have the legislature appropriate money because those bonds were totally insufficient 20 years later, 30 years later, 40 years later. I don't know how you can't use an escrow account. That seems like the logical way, and you can adjust that for inflation automatically without even talking to me yet.
The document will go before county commissioners in the near future, and the board could add more conditions to the final permit before final approval. Well, a tentative August trial date has been set for the Gehring man charged with killing a 1-year-old child earlier last month. 31-year-old Tyler Green was arraigned on a Class 1B felony charge of intentional child abuse resulting in death last week in district court. He was arrested on March 13th after his girlfriend's child was taken to the hospital after sustaining critical injuries believed to have been caused by Green. An August 5th trial date has been set. Green has pleaded not guilty to the charge and remains jailed on a $1 million cash bond. And the Gehring Police Department has released a little more information regarding an assault with a hammer that occurred last week on 20th Street. On Thursday, Captain Jason Rogers released several images of a black sedan captured by home surveillance video. Investigators believe this to be the vehicle the culprit behind the attack was driving. The suspect is described as a male standing between 5'8" and 6 feet tall with a stocky build. The images of the vehicle can also be found by going to the story on KNEB.com. And if you have any information about this case, you are asked to contact the Gehring Police Department at 436-5089. We'll have more news right after the break.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Life Care promises us that we are looked after and taken care of properly.
If I didn't have Life Care, I would be probably scared to death about having enough money for when I got older or when I got sick.
Moving in here was an easy decision and in fact a no-brainer. I looked at it as actually buying long-term care insurance and in retrospect a good move.
One of the things that convinces me that we did the right thing is no matter what happens, we will constantly be taken care of.
The whole thing is just vital because you don't have to be worried about what's ahead for you. It's there, it's in black and white, and that's reassuring.
This is home. It has been from the day I moved in.
Welcome back. A Wednesday night crash west of Scottsbluff has claimed the life of a local man. The Nebraska State Patrol says around 10:30 p.m., an eastbound Chevy pickup was traveling on Highway 92. Accident reconstruction determined the vehicle left the roadway, overcorrected, and rolled. The driver, 53-year-old Gary Kirschheffer of Scottsbluff, was pronounced deceased at the scene. And the City Public School Board has made the decision to close an elementary school to help address a $900,000 budget gap for the coming school year, caused in large part by a loss of state aid. In a letter to parents, Superintendent Andrew Farber announced the decision to close North Elementary for next school year, which he says was not made lightly. Farber says additional changes will have South Elementary serving students in 1st through 3rd grade only next year, and West Elementary serving grades 4 through 6. He says currently the district is evaluating the facility and is working to develop a plan for North Elementary in the near future.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
Well, we've got a gorgeous evening coming out there tonight for us. Just a couple of high-level clouds. Otherwise, a very pleasant evening as temps fall down into the 40s overnight. It'll take a while to get there, though. We hit 62 yesterday, and after a morning low of 24 degrees. Those record highs, by the way, in the 90s, those were set just last year, believe it or not. Nothing in the rain gauge yesterday, right back to about even for the month, and still above normal for the year in terms of precip. Let's take a look at that almanac. Again, yesterday, another above normal day. We've got 3 more coming tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday before temps start to trend downward, and precip chances go up starting Monday as well. We're not expecting it to be an all-out washout. Maybe Monday night into Tuesday, a decent chance of some rain. Still some slight chances as we go on later in the week. But winds are going to be another concern. We've got very strong winds coming Tuesday during the day. Wednesday, Thursday, also windy out there. And temps going downward is next week certainly going to be more active. Not this weekend, though. It's gorgeous. Look at these temps right now in the 70s out there. And winds that are mostly under 10 miles an hour. A few gusts in the high country. That is about it. Getting out the door for your Saturday. Things look beautiful. Look at that. We start near 50 by 8 o'clock. We'll be in the 60s by 10, 70s by noon, and near 80 as we go through the afternoon hours tomorrow. A sprinkle or two can't be ruled out in a few areas just because there's some overhead moisture passing through. That's about it. Same situation tomorrow. Otherwise, hit and miss clouds, lots of sun, warm conditions, and very nice weather. Lows tonight going to be about near 40, give or take a few either side. Highs tomorrow, same situation, near 80, give or take a couple. And that's going to continue on into really into Monday as well, Sunday and Monday, as things look pretty nice. Not much going on out there in the precip department. Partly cloudy, 39 your low overnight for tomorrow. It's going to be partly cloudy and warm. Look at those highs near 82. Our 7-day forecast on Sunday, we stay in the 80s. We slide back into the 70s Monday, bring in some late-day thunderstorms, windy, rainy Tuesday. Highs only in the 60s. We fall back in the 50s Wednesday, then the 40s for Thursday and Friday of next week. As we're confident on the temperatures going down, up and down on whether or not we're going to have precip beyond Tuesday. But, boy, certainly temperatures turning much colder, and it's going to be windy again.
Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Ag Desk. Scottsbluff Body and Paint. You're driving home a reputation.
Chad Moyer with you. We're sitting down with JCA Technologies, literally sitting down in the cab of a brand new combine. And today we're visiting with Colton Rathman. He is a test engineer with JCA Technologies. Colton, a new piece of technology, a new tool in the toolbox for farmers, specifically helping with harvest. If you had to describe Outrun, how would you do that?
Outrun is an autonomous system that allows all infield applications of the grain cart to be done with nobody in the tractor, all controlled from the combine.
And we're going to get a first-hand look at this. This is going to be pretty cool. You think about how busy harvest is, right, Colton? And just the sheer volume of man-hours that it takes to accomplish, right?
Right, and that's critical because the timeliness of that labor really helps get that crop out of the field.
Okay, so we call you the test engineer with the JCA Technologies. In a nutshell, what is that?
Basically, I've been working on these two machines here, making sure everything's running fine, getting the system tuned and ready to go for the actual infield driving.
Okay, so we're sitting here in the combine. Describe what technology or what hardware is being used here in the combine to make this happen.
So here in the combine, we have one of our JCA's Eagle controllers here on the outside of the combine, as well as some antennas and communication radio to the tractor. And then the actual operation of the grain cart is done on an app on this iPad.
Okay, and then you have some corresponding equipment then in the tractor cab, right?
Yes, there's another Eagle controller inside the tractor cab that's plugged into the tractor, as well as other suite of sensors for obstacle detection, as well as other GPS receivers, radio antenna, some other switches and to allow it to go into the auto mode and be put back into the manual mode.
Okay, so Colton, describe what is this designed to do? What should happen when you use Outrun?
It will allow the combine driver to have complete control of that grain cart, not have to go on the radio and tell anyone where to be. He can just put that cart wherever they want it.
Okay, well, show us. Can you show us how it works? Give us kind of a walkthrough and explain what you're doing.
So as you can see here on the app, we've got the field boundary here at this dealership. So what we're going to do here is you can see the cart location, the combine location, and then this here is our truck zone. We'll get to that in a minute. So what you can do here is there are three main tasks: staging cart, ready to fill, and then send a truck. So for stage cart, we're going to select that task, and then we're going to drop a pin, and you can change the direction that you want it to end, what direction you want it facing. So we're going to drop it here in the field. I'm going to select staging, and then the tractors receive the task, and it's going to execute that task, and it's going to end up over there on that end of the field.
And so just you doing that right here in front of us, it didn't take very long for you to give the command and for the tractor to respond.
Correct. Once the task has been sent to the tractor, there is a 3-second delay for it to notify the surroundings. The alarm will go off and the hazards will start flashing, and then it will start executing the task.
All right, so we want to keep other people that might be around the field safe as well, right?
Correct.
Okay, so let's kind of think in a practical sense. You know, let's make believe that this is, you know, October 3rd, and we're out doing harvesting. So the combine is going to be going up and down, back and forth up the field, right?
Correct.
Would you say it is, while you're doing that, it is easy to think ahead and, you know, it's kind of, what do I want to say? Think about where you want that grain cart ahead of time. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, you're usually thinking about where you want that grain cart and where you want the next where you're going to need it next. At that point, that's where you can stage it to whatever end of the field. If you know you're going to be full before that pass is over, you can set it where you want it in order to come pick it up. As well as I'll show the ready to fill task here in a moment. What'll happen is when you select that task, the tractor's just going to come to you and it's going to align under the auger on its own. So you don't have to think about anything other than I need the grain cart right now.
Thanks for showing us, shining a spotlight on this. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Again, that's Colton Rathman. He is a test engineer with JCA Technologies. Again, showing us Outrun, a way, like he says, to optimize the people that are working on your farm and automate that grain cart activity. I'm Chad Moyer.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
Let's take a peek at your weekend community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, construction crews are working hard to pave the way for new infrastructure in Scottsbluff. A new stretch of 28th Street will be opening up a new area for development just east of Avenue I. Public Works Director Mark Bowl says the concept for the project came up when the nearby Shaggy Buffalo Car Wash opened. He tells KNB News the new street will open up more commercial development space for the city and allow access to that property for future businesses. The project is expected to be completed by the end of April and has remained on schedule. The last time a new street was created in a commercial district was 8 years ago when the Fairfield Inn opened up by the college. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend. See you back here on Monday.